At some point in life, a person begins to feel the weight of something deeper than their simple mistakes. A growing awareness that life is not morally neutral or subjective, that our actions actually do matter, and that there is such a thing as righteousness and judgment, and that one day every human being will stand before the holiness of God. When that realization begins to settle into the heart, a deeper question emerges. What exactly is wrong with me? What is sin and what is the cure? The Bible begins by confronting us with a sobering reality. Scripture says that every human being stands guilty before the perfect holiness of God. As Paul writes in Romans, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. God's standard is not relative goodness, just saying, I'm better than him, I'm better than him. No, God's standard is perfect righteousness. And by that standard, every single one of us has fallen short. Because God is just, sin cannot simply be ignored. The soul that sins shall die. And the natural result of sin, this death, is a separation from God, the very source of life and joy itself. But the Bible reveals something even deeper. The problem of humanity is not simply that we sometimes commit individual sins. No, the deeper problem is rooted in the heart. The deeper problem is rebellion. Human beings were created to live in God's world under His authority, to reflect His goodness and enjoy life in His presence forever. But instead of honoring Him as God, humanity turned away. Scripture says we exchanged the truth of God for a lie. Rather than trusting the Creator, we trusted ourselves. Rather than living under His rule, we chose our autonomy. And this is the heart of sin. Sin is not merely breaking moral rules. Sin is the rejection of God's rightful kingship. It is humanity saying to its Creator, I will rule my own life. And from this rebellion flows everything else: pride, injustice, corruption, and the brokenness we see throughout the world. Because God is righteous, this rebellion cannot remain forever unanswered. Scripture tells us that one day God will judge the world, expose evil, and bring an end to rebellion and wickedness. But the message of the gospel is not simply about judgment, it is about rescue. The extraordinary claim of Christianity is that God Himself entered into the human story. The Son of God became a human in the person of Jesus Christ. Where humanity rebelled, Jesus obeyed. Where humanity pursued pride, Jesus chose humility. He lived the life of perfect obedience that humanity failed to live. And then He went to the cross, the most humiliating death possible. And at the cross, Christ bore the consequences of human sin and confronted the powers of evil that held humanity in bondage. And 3 days later, God raised Him from the dead. The resurrection declares that Jesus is the true Lord of the world. He has established His rightful authority, and that death itself has been defeated. This means the gospel is not simply about us escaping punishment. It is the announcement that God is restoring His creation through Jesus Christ. Through faith in Him, sins are forgiven, hearts are renewed, and our allegiance is restored to the rightful King. The Christian life begins when a person entrusts themselves to Christ, when they step out of rebellion and come under the good authority of God. And the final hope of the Christian faith is not merely heaven as an escape from the world. It is something far greater. The Bible ends with a promise of a new heaven and a new earth, a renewed creation where God dwells with His people and righteousness fills the world. So the real question is not simply, do you want to go to heaven? The deeper question is this: will you trust Christ and come under His rule for healing? God bless.